This hour, Eytan, former Israeli consul in Los Angeles. Yaakov Lapin is a military and strategic affairs analyst at the Miriam Institute. And with us as well, Dr. Eytan Cohen, Yanarocak. He's a Turkey expert at the Jerusalem Institute for Strategy and Security. Thanks for being with us, Eytan. Let me begin by asking you about this visit then. Tomorrow, Antony Blinken is expected in Ankara. I mean, how is Erdogan going to balance this? You know, on one hand, of course, Turkey is a member of NATO and an American ally. On the other hand, he has expressed his open support for Hamas.
Okay, everyone is assuming that, first of all, they are going to speak about the war in Gaza. But I really believe that, first of all, they are going to speak about the current situation in northern Syria. Only 2 days before the war in the Gaza Strip has started, the United States downed a Turkish UAV that approached to the U.S. troops, and Joe Biden also tagged Turkey as a threat to U.S. interests in northern Syria. And you know, when we are seeing that in the background, so the Turkish administration regarded the U.S. buildup in the eastern Mediterranean as a potential threat. That's why the Turkish Navy carried out a military drill in the eastern Mediterranean. So first of all, I assume that both of the leaders will going to address their bilateral, you know, trust problems. There's a very deep mistrust between the Washington, D.C. and Ankara. And besides that, only after that, I believe that Turkey will bring to the table its desire to intervene in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. They would like to act as a mediator / as a guarantor state like the Cypriot models. And besides that, they would like to host an international conference, a peace conference in Istanbul. So they are demanding, and they are going to pressure the United States government with the demand of the ceasefire. This is the most urgent thing. Erdogan thinks that the Israeli government already passed the red lines, and that is why only, if I'm not mistaken, 2 days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, he declared that Erdogan, that Netanyahu for him was deleted, that he says not,
it's someone he'll no longer
that he's not going to speak with Netanyahu anymore. But he also made another crucial statement that he is eager to speak with the future Israeli government, and he will not going to disengage Turkey's relations with Israel. Again, this is very crucial.
Yes, absolutely. I wanted to ask you about that, Eytan. I mean, given what Erdogan has said about Israel in the past week, we saw that fiery speech last weekend when he said Israel wasn't really a country. He expressed his admiration for Hamas. I mean, can Israel have a relationship with Turkey going forward?
So I can tell you, as one who met Erdogan a few times when I was the chief of staff to the foreign minister, that the hate for Israel comes really from the heart. And Erdogan, not from his mind, but from his heart. He really hates Israel, and he totally identifies with the Muslim Brotherhood. And with the Hamas cause, he was sheltering and giving asylum to the Hamas leaders. So he's definitely taken a side a while ago on this issue. Having said that, the Americans want to create this regional structure. They want to create the strategy on the day after, and on the day after, they don't want to see Turkey going closer to Russia or to the Hamas, but rather playing the American note with the UAE and with Jordan and Egypt and other countries as well. So because of that, he really wants to make sure that he specify his vision to Erdogan and recruiting him to be part of that. Maybe international forces on the day after, the Turkish international forces in Gaza, etc., and all kinds of other places, because he knows that the Erdogan is the first one that can drift from this regional structure that the Americans are trying to create, and the vision towards a very negative place.
where does this, I mean, given your knowledge of Turkey, you were born and you grew up in Turkey, where does this hatred for the Jewish people come from when we're talking about President Erdogan? Because as Yanarocak says...
Are we talking about President Erdogan?
We're talking about President Erdogan. Where does it come from? Because it doesn't seem limited to Netanyahu. It seems like a real hatred for the Jewish people.
Erdogan was raised in a pious Muslim family. He received his basic education at the Imam Hatip Religious Vocational High School, and later he became affiliated with the Islamist Party of Turkey, which was then the National Salvation Party. It changed many times its names. The most important issue is he was the student of the the legendary anti-Zionist / anti-Semitic leader of Turkey, the former Prime Minister of Turkey, Necmettin Erbakan. And if you're a disciple of such a man, so you cannot expect from this kind of a product to act, differently.
And I mean, Erdogan, he was re-elected, but it was quite a slim margin, wasn't it? I mean, he does have a lot of opponents.
Also legitimacy. Many people are trying to tag Erdogan as a dictator. You may call him not a democrat, but you cannot call him a dictator because at the end of the day, he won the latest elections after second round. In the first round, he could not acquire more than 50%. So, in a way, we can say that he is not like Hosni Mubarak of Egypt that acquired 99% of the total votes. No, he is not. So we should also respect the results of the Turkish elections, but we should also say it out loud that yes, he is a legitimate leader. But unfortunately, under his rule, the democracy and human rights in Turkey, unfortunately, they are all deteriorating.
Because, I mean, Erdogan is taking quite a risk, isn't he? Because the economic cooperation between Turkey and Israel is quite important. They are naturally economic partners, aren't they?
And it's not only about Israel and Turkey. When we are speaking about reconciliation between Israel and Turkey, in the background, we should not forget that the core architects were the United Arab Emirates and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman and Mohammed bin Zayed. And they pushed it forward because they imposed on Turkey their own foreign policy agenda, and I assume that they bought the tendency of the Turkish foreign policy, and that was how Turkey made a huge U-turn, and they not only mended their fences with Israel but also with Egypt. I only would like to remind you that Erdogan in every opportunity delegitimized also the leader of Egypt and not only Israel. So Erdogan made this U-turn in a very efficient way, and he also explained it to his people, and then we have seen the historical pictures that were taken at the presidential palace in Ankara together with our President Herzog. But this war, the current war, unfortunately foiled everything, and the relations could not survive at their most serious exam.
Okay. Hi, Ted. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me once again.
Thank you for shedding some light on the situation in Turkey. We'll be watching closely tomorrow, won't we?